Welcome to the Dan Plan Podcast, the show that gives women like you a kick in the backside with love and the motivation that you need to build a profitable business that fits your life. I'm Kim Nagle.
I'm Sandy Soderholm, and we are a mother-daughter duo. All are welcome at our table, so grab your favorite beverage, pull up a seat, and let's do the damn thing.
In last week's episode, we talked about creating your kick-ass motivator. But let's get real. Sometimes not even a kick-ass motivator is enough because we're doing business in the midst of our very real lives, and we need more. So today we're going to give you more tips to staying motivated. I have Sandy here with me. She's my daughter. She's my business partner, and sometimes my motivation. Hi, Sandy.
So glad that we're talking about this because lately I've really been into morning routines and kind of researching or listening to other people's morning routines and what they're doing. Mine has definitely changed now that I have two little ones and, working at home, trying to get the little ones ready for daycare, get my husband out the door, just push them out so I can start working and actually start my morning routine in some ways. So I've been kind of figuring out how to make the best of my morning. And I've definitely, it's always great to have you as my business partner so I can check in with you right when I get them out the door to say, hey, are you awake? Are you ready to go for a walk or for yoga? And it really does set my day up in a way that I didn't understand how transformative it really was going to be for me and our business. Just to get me in the right mindset. I don't know, have you felt that way since we've started going on our walks and doing yoga right away in the morning? Have you felt like it's changed your mindset?
Absolutely. Before you and I started, when I was living in the condo by myself and nobody to prompt me, nobody to maybe nag me a bit or tell me I said I was going to, there were days when, I'd brush it off. It was cold outside. It was 1,001 excuses. Man, I couldn't sleep last night, so I'm just not going to get up this morning. I was big into excuses, but should we tell them what you do? I mean,
What do
every
you mean?
morning without
Oh,
fail, I get a text from Sandy that just simply says, "Good morning." And I love it. I have grown to love it. As a matter of fact, I was joking this morning that I was actually laying in bed waiting for her text. And that is how much of a habit our morning routine has become. My body wakes up waiting for your text. My brain wakes up and I roll out of bed. I have my yoga pants sitting next to me, which I wear whether we're walking or doing yoga. And I am got my tennis shoes on. I'm out the door. Woof. I don't stop at anything because I do know that I can get waylaid with a cup of coffee. I can get waylaid with this. And this is me. So, one of the things we're going to talk about is how personal this is and how you need to really develop this personal routine that you have in the morning to literally create a habit that your body says, all right, why aren't you doing this now? I want to do this now. This is what we're supposed to do. And it's such a good thing. It has made all the difference in how the rest of my day rolls when I get out and get moving. Now, for you and I, we get out and get moving in one way or the other, but that doesn't mean everybody has to. So let's tell them a little bit, Sandy. You tell them a little bit about how our morning routine rolls.
Oh, okay. So I don't text you good morning at like 8 or 9 or sometimes it's like 6:37. It really depends on when Josh, my husband, and the kids are out the door. And that's when I like to start moving and going right away because I know for myself, like you said, it's really easy to grab that warm cup of coffee and go sit on that warm couch and then maybe scroll social media and do all these creature comfort things that can get you, I don't know, I want to say just like maybe too comfortable, or it brings your energy low, and you're not getting into the right mindset of, okay, I'm working today. Because as we're not a solopreneur, because we are a partnership, but especially working from home, because you have so many creature comforts around you,
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard to not want to partake in them. So for me, it's like
100%.
I have to, I even have to go as far as I make my bed, because that's a signal to my brain saying that part of the day is done.
Yeah.
And then my bed is waiting for me at the end of the day, and it's nicely made and it's all set up for me. And I feel like
Mhm.
that's a little like gift I could give to myself, to have a nice, clean made bed.
You said you wait until Josh and the kids are out the door, and I love when you say, "They're out, and let's go." But, for me, it's exactly the opposite. I s get up before my partner, and how hard is that sometimes when somebody else is not? But that's we're on different rhythms. Somebody else in the house doesn't need to adopt my rhythm for me to be successful, or I don't need to adopt theirs either. This is
Um,
about finding your own rhythm and claiming that space for yourself.
Unlike
And
me, I have to adopt to Wyatt and Hazel's
you
rhythm.
do.
They wake me up whether I
Uh,
wanna wake up or not, so that also brings us to, like, different seasons of your life call for different things.
yeah.
Like, for me, I am very interested in morning routines, because if you know me, you know I'm not a morning person. So, yes, right? So when they wake me up, I used to get really irritated, crabby. Well, sometimes, as a mom, if you know this, or even a dad that wakes up several times in the middle of the night with your kid, sometimes you get a little crabby in the morning.
Ugh.
However, I've been on this journey to, in the morning when we're all getting ready together, whether I'm crabby or not, I get into this different mindset where I'm like, okay, we're starting the day together. We're going to have a great day. We only get a few moments in the morning together, and we are going to make it count and make it
Mhm.
the best experience possible. And for me to do that, if Wyatt wakes me up and it's close to the time where I planned on waking up, I literally just have to get up, because if
Mhm.
I lay him back down in bed with me, or try to go back to bed for that extra 20 minutes, I find I just wake up so groggy,
Yeah.
and it's so miserable. And I know this isn't a sexy business topic. This isn't something like, oh, this is a part of business that I've always wanted to know about. We get that. But it is truly so important, because
It
it
is
sets your
real.
day up. Yeah.
These are real topics. Like you said,
Yeah.
this isn't the sexy, "How do you wanna make a million?" But it is the sexy, "How do you wanna make a million?" Or 10,000 or 100,000 or
Mhm.
50 or whatever it is you want to make next year. This is how literally how you do it is to create great habits. And
Mhm.
you and I have gained so much benefit from this morning habit and these rituals that I mean, when we decided to do this podcast, these were some of the first topics we knew that people needed to hear about because sometimes business isn't sexy. Okay. Sometimes it's just down hard rock habits, it's discipline, it's focus, it's all these things that we want to stay away from because, doggone it, couldn't I just do things the way I want to do them when I want to do them? No, honestly, why you were successful in your career is because you had morning habits. When you were corporate, when you were out there and somebody else was holding you accountable to get that paycheck, you developed some habits and it's the same thing. Matter of fact,
Mhm.
it's a double down when you are a solopreneur, when you are an entrepreneur, because guess what? You will be the hardest person you ever supervised and you need to figure out how to supervise yourself. So for us, it's getting these morning habits. And
Yep.
you know, we alluded to the fact that we do yoga sometimes
Mhm.
and we go on what we call morning boardwalks, which you're up there walking next to your home with the dog and I'm down here walking next to my home. It's easy to get to, it's not troublesome. We can walk out our front doors and just do it. So that would be a note and a tip that we need to give to everyone is keep it simple. Keep
Yes.
your morning routine simple and doable and something you can do rain or shine. So if it's raining cats and dogs out there, guess what? We do yoga. In the wintertime when it is too cold, okay? Too cold for man or beast to be out there, we do yoga. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we always have something that we can do. So we've alluded to the fact that we're in two different sides of the spectrum in our lives, in the seasons of our lives, but we're both doing business as solopreneurs. Before we came together, we were solopreneurs, and now we're working in two different home offices. So I know that you have learned a great deal about how to do a really good morning routine. But what advice would you have for entrepreneurs, Sandy, who are really struggling with this and trying to set themselves up for a great day?
Yeah. Like I said before, I'm not a morning person. I am a morning person. I will be a better morning person eventually.
Ah.
Trying to get in the right mindset. I think that's a key thing. But
Yeah.
also, further than that, because mornings sometimes are a little bit more difficult for me right now, I set myself up the night before. And I'm not going to get too far into the weeds here on this topic because that's a whole new episode you could talk about. But I just make sure that there are three key things for me, like I said, in this season of my life. I make sure that the kids' toys are all picked up so the house looks like it's in good order. I make sure that or me or my husband, I can't take all the credit because my husband does quite a bit after the kids go down, and we tag team a lot of our responsibilities. So we make sure that the coffee is ready and set to go for us because that's huge in our house, depending on how much sleep we got the night before. And then also, I get my workout clothes ready. And that's the morning routine, or that's the nightly routine to get me set up for the morning routine, rather.
Absolutely. And sometimes, I mean, for me, that's essential. If I have to go start looking for something, or if it's not, like I said, if it's not right there, boom, I just have to keep moving. Because whereas I'm chatty Kathy in the morning, and I'm a chatty person in the morning, I can get waylaid very easily also in the morning. So finding finding who we are, and
Mhm.
for both of us, it's been a lot of trial and error. It's been a lot of trial and error, and I
I think
think
it also changes, though. Just like I said, the motivator for me has changed. It might not have changed in a few years for you, but for sure it does within your lifetime. Just like the
Mhm.
kick-ass motivator changes, sometimes your morning routine changes. But
Yeah,
the biggest thing is, like you said, make it work for you and keep it simple. Like, just keep it simple.
keep it super simple. Keep it super simple and do it every day. And Sandy, I mean, it is not only a joy that you're my business partner, but I have grown to absolutely cherish, and it's like a non-negotiable in my business to have you in this business, for us to be in this together, because I know that I can come up with excuses and you hold me accountable. So knowing yourself, knowing yourself. I mean, this is what the damn plan's all about. It starts with the truth, knowing who you are, knowing what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. And this is the same thing with the morning routine. If you're not willing to get up and go for a 1 hour walk, half-hour walk, 15-minute walk, don't be going on 15, 20-minute walks. Okay? If you're not willing to do it. But the key
Find
to
something.
making that, yeah, the key is to find something that gets your engine going. There is so much science around the fact that our body is just like this little engine that when we create habits, it will just like get in the mode.
Yep. Momentum. You're causing
Momentum.
momentum.
Yeah, you're
And that
causing just,
and I
yeah,
think that's a huge part of our yoga and our walking morning routine is it truly does propel us to not only propels our body to get moving, but to actually get into the right mind space of, okay, now we're going to start our day. So we've, like you said, bare minimum, all you do is wash your face and brush your teeth. that that can be a morning routine.
Mhm.
So um I've always admired that of you, because I felt like sometimes in the morning I felt like I had to do a full face of makeup or whatnot. But you don't have to. It can be as simple as just brushing your teeth, brush your hair, and wash your face, right?
Right.
But then it also gets you into the mindset of, okay, so now what am I going to do? That personal side's taken care of. Now what am I going to do on the business side? What are the 3 things that I'm going to do today to make today successful?
Mhm. Yeah, pick 3. Pick 3. We're going to be talking about non-negotiables, those 3 non-negotiables. We just kinda dripped them in a bit today, but all too often, people set themselves up for failure by setting up a day that is impossible to do.
Mhm.
And we're gonna be talking about making to-do lists that you will actually do. So our tip for today is, at a minimum, brush your teeth, brush your hair, wash your face. But if you can find a great accountability partner or be your own accountability partner, maybe you're doing a workout while you're listening to this podcast, whatever it is, get a morning routine together that works, that gets you up and going. And the key is to make it simple. And the
Mm.
other thing, people, you don't have to be anyone else. Be you. There's no one size fits all morning routine, just like there's no such thing as a one size fits all bathing suit. So create your own habit, create the one that fits your lifestyle, your household, and prepares you to work on your damn plan for that day, or
Yes.
prepares you to get that money that you're looking for. This is exactly what we're going to be talking about next week. Your plan, your damn plan to staying motivated. So,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes. Subscribe to this podcast to get the kick in the backside with love that you need to grow a profitable business that you want.